Well, thanks. Hello, everybody. Here in Lima is really, really early. Actually, are the 5 o'clock. I don't sleep, but I'm happy stay connect with you again. I was teacher in Chini, so it's cool experience. Well, I was working in advertising agency almost 30 years until this year in the fabulous 2020 that I put a kind of stop in this kind of uh, way to work and start this new baby, this new normal. I just funded this with my ex creative partner. Um, so we are really, really happy of this project. But basically, we development content, innovation, and communication. So this time, um, I want to share with you a project. It's about content, and actually is the story about how we transform a course into a radio miniseries listened all around the country. Okay, and this is the story of Erasionabos. That translation is a kind of once upon a voice. In Spanish, is more a wordplay, voz con vez. And what is Erasionabos? Okay, this project was created for the Ministry of Education of Peru, so it was a serious project that was a challenge, no? But to build this content, there was a previous process similar to an advertising campaigns, no? We have a target, no, young Peruvians all around the country, a clear objectives, and a strategy too. We we make the strategy. So the step one was sell the idea of create a radio miniseries. Okay, that's probably I think that was a big challenge, but uh, I I think it was really inspiring the education in this kind of stories. The master, the guide, the light, no, and the young character is all the time a kind of lost, and he have a and he need to to um, to get a a best life in any story, no? So in this case is Julio is a young Peruvian whose place of employment has had to stop due to the pandemic situation. Um, in the middle of this moment of crisis, something unexpected happens. A woman's voice starts to speak him from an oldie radio. Okay? Remember that every of this story is just an audio. It's just on radio. And the name of this voice or this uh, thing is abstract. Is Luciana, no? She will be the guide, the light to front his crisis, the Julio's crisis. Okay, but before of everything was a first problem. Actually, the timing of Peruvian state are not the same of Netflix. No, we have a really short time to make this, and was obviously a kind of experiment because we have a lot of content to apply into a story. Uh, okay, so we had cleared the beginning and the end of the story, not more. That the challenge was okay. We need to have really clear the. It's like a loss. I don't know if you remember this show. Probably uh, a lot of improvisation in the middle of the seasons. And a second problem is a lot of content information of the course. No, that could be a kind of dangerous for the story. Well, a creative decision was we don't want a relator in the middle of the story. No, that could be a kind of boring for our target because it's more like a kind of radio soap opera, and that's more all this style. We want to have um, a new kind of radio story, no? Just action, just dialogues, dialogues uh, was really important for us. It was a challenge, no? Okay, so I have some tips that born up since this project. I think I learned a lot of the storytelling in this project because we have a lot of restrictions. No, it's just audio. We don't have image, so it was really interesting. Uh, Tip number one is keep up with the story. No, the is really important for us. The narrative rhythm. This is the first episode have these important points into the story. You know, for example, the president extends the quarantine, and our protagonist lost his job. No, then the radio speaks for first time the the big moment, no, the magic moment. Um, well, the obviously the pedagogic part, the education, etc. Um, but there is another moment special too in this episode that his wife faints. No, he thinks she she have COVID. Well, no, not was. Final of the episode, his wife is pregnant. So the idea, sorry, sorry, okay. The idea is keep this rhythm in each episode. No, so the tip number two: never forget the direction of your story. No, this way, every detail, every word, every action, every scene, uh, it in the story should help move forward. The idea is uh, the contribution of the information is to to fit this story. No, the tip number three is stay away from monotony. We have the original purpose was okay. We need two characters, but obviously uh, the budget was for two characters, but we need more action. So we decided, okay, we need the wife of Julio. Okay, probably she could appear in sometimes, but it not was necessary. That's all. We need more characters, so we had to take the story further. More locations. Um, we need to fly with the story. Um, More locations and character of expected. Actually, I put my voice from a character, the another scripter too, people of the producer to help with even the client help with his voice because everybody was uh, was with the contribute with the craft of the story. Uh, Another tip: uh, so the right information at the right time. No, so well, in Spanish is sembrar. It's important to put these sounds. For example, since the episode 2, uh, we put some details that Julio he is one of his hobbies was to sing. No, he really loved to sing. The idea is to the final. Spoiler alert again. He he will he will is a great a song for from his future child, no, his future baby. So was important this kind of details, no. Tip number 4: tell stories is about emotion. So we know this in the movies, but it's important be real. The people can feel this in the stories, honest information, a really real and humans emotion. No, don't forget, it's from humans to humans. That's this story connects with emotions with the people. So um, it's really important that. Tip number 5: each opportunity of creating a story is a chance to experiment. Um, this point is really important for me because once you start telling stories, you are going to want to tell more. It's addictive, no? So don't be afraid of prove another or prove different ways to transmit some ideas. Some, for example, um, in the last, no, actually, yes, in the last episode, um I I proved to compose a song. It's I have this it's a little song that we then I put in the script, and obviously Julio and the actor sing this song. Es como, I it's the first time actually I make this, and was really special for me. I the original composition was. The part of the let me put the original part, the the recording part. Sorry, was um, this.
Pero sí, mira, este es su cuarto.
Obviously, it's in Spanish, but this is the final part of this experiment is because I put an ingredient of the travel time too. Actually, the idea is okay. He he was listening this voice all the time. In the final, again, spoiler alert, uh, results that Luciana her is his daughter of the future, and she's talking him through the radio to help in this crisis of the pandemic. Um, and the way of he have he knows this is when he's singing this song from his future daughter, and she complete the song, and that's obviously for him is really a shock in this is the part.
Luz. Sí, claro. Y dice así. Iluminas todo en mí. No eres un sol, eres más de mí. Mi camino haces brillar. Eres la luz que me va a guiar. Y si un día no hay color, Luciana, escucha bien, amor. Solo piensa un rato en mí. Y esa luz seré para ti. ¿Cómo? Es hermosa. No entiendo. ¿Cómo lo sabes, Luciana? Acabo de terminar de escribirla. Yo... La Luciana de la canción.
She confess
Somos la misma.
is the same.
Papá. ¿Qué cosa? Sé que suena imposible de creer, pero una vez tú y yo hablamos y tomamos una decisión.
Okay, the idea is this moment there is a kind of forward to the future, 30 years. Um, she's talking with him in the future, and he confessed that it's a kind of circle of time. That's my kind of experiment because I really love the travel time movies. Actually, I have my Marty McFly here. Um, that's why it's moment to fun to experiment. Tried everything. Another tip is also bring a story. Also is a chance to help to improve the society. Uh, I saw this. I don't know if you know this series of Netflixsensate, and I think it's a good example of how the storytelling and how the fiction and the entertainment and its content could be a kind of open-minded, um opener of minds, no, about a lot of themes are really important. Religion, sex, the homophobic, racism, problems of familiar problems. Um, the, there is a really good example because I think if we have the opportunity of create a story, we can put uh, some details that, for example, no, building characters with good values, no. Julio, the protagonist of this story, he he's he have a really good relationship with Rosa, who his wife. In this country, there is a lot of machismo, so it's a kind of good example for this target. No, the people can have another example or referent, or maybe showing conversations to open minds too. No, uh, obviously with responsibility. No, creating scenes with good actions examples, the same. No, the collaboration between people here, probably a lot of time people is not so um, joined it, but it's a good moment to make good examples, or whatever you call it, cultive people. No, it's a try to improve. um, a good story inspires, so your ideas could change life. No, my invitation is make it happen. No, let's go. It's moment to create stories. Thanks.